The hospital that people entered but never left. June 1940 True Crime Horror. Chapter 1. The Letter. Imagine receiving a letter from the government informing you that your child has been transferred to a better medical facility. The doctors are highly qualified. The treatment is advanced. The future looks hopeful. Then, just weeks later, another letter arrives. Your child is dead. No funeral, no body, no explanation. And when you begin asking questions, everyone suddenly stops talking. This isn't fiction. This happened in 1940, and it became one of the most horrifying crimes in modern history. Welcome to the story of the hospital, where people entered but never left. Chapter 2. Germany's Darkest Secret. June 1940. Europe was collapsing into war. Newspaper headlines focused on military victories, invasions, and political upheaval. But hidden behind the chaos was another operation. An operation so secret that most citizens had no idea it existed. Government offices began collecting information on thousands of patients. Doctors received forms. Names were recorded. Conditions were documented. Families never suspected these forms were death warrants. What looked like ordinary medical paperwork was actually the first step in a system designed to decide who deserved to live and who would disappear forever. Chapter 3. The Gray Buses. Witnesses always remembered the buses. Large gray vehicles, covered windows, silent drivers. No markings, no explanations. When the buses arrived at hospitals and care facilities, staff members already knew what would happen. Patients were gathered, suitcases packed, families reassured. Many victims believed they were being transferred to receive better treatment. Some waved goodbye. Some smiled. Some promised to write letters when they arrived. None of them knew they were seeing their loved ones for the last time. Because nobody who boarded those buses ever came back. Chapter 4. The Buildings of No Return. The facilities looked ordinary. That was the terrifying part. They resembled hospitals, care centers, medical institutions. Nothing appeared unusual from the outside. Inside, however, a different reality existed. Rooms were disguised. Records were altered. Employees were instructed to remain silent. Victims were processed with chilling efficiency. Every step had been planned. Every procedure had been refined. Everything was designed to appear normal. And that normal appearance became one of the greatest weapons of the entire operation. Chapter 5. The families begin to notice. At first, the deaths seemed believable. Pneumonia, heart failure, unexpected illness. The explanations sounded reasonable. But then, strange inconsistencies began appearing. Death certificates contained errors. Dates didn't match. Medical conditions were listed incorrectly. Some families received ashes before they even knew their loved one had supposedly died. Others discovered impossible contradictions in official reports. Questions started spreading. Quietly. Dangerously. And with every question came a horrifying possibility. What if these people weren't dying naturally at all? Chapter 6. The Father Who Refused to Stop Asking Questions. One father refused to accept the official story. His son had been healthy. His son had shown signs of improvement. Then suddenly came a letter announcing his death. Something felt wrong. The father began investigating. He requested records. Officials delayed. He requested explanations. Officials avoided him. The deeper he looked, the more inconsistencies he discovered. Eventually, he realized the unthinkable. His son had not died from illness. Someone had chosen him. Someone had signed paperwork. Someone had decided his life no longer had value. And that realization would haunt him forever.
Chapter 7. The secret starts to leak. No conspiracy remains hidden forever. Doctors talked. Workers talked. Witnesses talked. Rumors spread across communities. Religious leaders began speaking out. Families compared stories. Patterns emerged. The same buses. The same facilities. The same causes of death. Again. And again. And again. The public slowly began understanding the truth. Thousands of vulnerable people were not dying by coincidence. They were being systematically murdered. Chapter 8. The horrifying legacy. Investigators after the war uncovered the scale of what happened. The numbers were staggering. Thousands of lives erased. Families destroyed. Entire communities traumatized. But perhaps the most terrifying discovery was something else. The operation had become a blueprint. Techniques tested in these facilities would later be expanded into even larger systems of mass murder during World War II. What began behind hospital walls became part of one of history's darkest chapters.
The buildings still stand. Some have become memorials. Others remain silent reminders of what happened there. Visitors often expect to feel fear, but the feeling they describe most often is sadness. Because the true horror wasn't a monster. It wasn't a ghost. It wasn't something supernatural. It was ordinary people, following orders, signing documents, stamping forms, and helping create a system where human lives could disappear without a trace. In June 1940, thousands entered hospitals expecting care. Many never returned. And for years, the world barely knew it was happening.